welcome back to Hardcore Ultimate Iron Man. It is time for the final two quests. But first, inventory. All of our stuff is in the looting bag, and what a full looting bag it is. Somewhat concerning that this is completely full. But the Chaos and the Death runes will stack, so that's fine. We can put on a leg and body slot item. Don't have a leg slot item. So we can put on the thorax plate body, so that's 3 things. And I think we're going to need to store the nature, dust, and law runes in the looting bag. We can put on a bolt. This is the problem. As much as we can use the looting bag to store things, it's still not very useful if we have more than an inventory and an equipment screen worth of items. Because we're not exactly storing these in a safe location. They're literally sitting in the wilderness for anyone to come and grab once we destroy this looting bag. We have the items on. So that's fun. Look at all these things. Let me just pick these up real quick. I can wield this and this. Put this in the bag, this in here, this in here. See if everything fits, and everything does. Amazing. Calculated. Okay. So, clearly, our setup for neither of these quests is going to be thorax plate body, Brudu shield, and a dust staff. So, let's go put some more things where they need to be. Get a new looting bag, and then actually get going here. Probably the biggest change to the setup here is the new Dust Battle Staff. Super convenient, air and earth runes, which means we really don't need dust runes anymore. The whole point of fighting a whole bunch of dust devils last time was to get more dust runes, and they're immediately rendered useless by my new staff. And so, instead of dust runes in the rune pouch, it will now be fire runes. So we're just going to get just a full rune pouch worth, aka 16,000 fire runes. With the staff equipped and the fire runes, we can now teleport to Varrock, along with the other ones, without needing to really worry. Previously, I was slightly annoyed by using dust runes for the regular teleports, since it would use 3 instead of just 1 to go to the house. But since we're just using fire runes, not an issue whatsoever. Very, very attainable here. And so, since we're going to have fire runes in the rune pouch, earth runes in the staff, the lawful battle staff, not too necessary. Ultimately, it would still be the better staff for if I wanted to do some splashing with Fire Strike or something, but don't really see that happening anytime soon. And if we really care about that, we could just go get a fire staff or something. Not too necessary. So, just gonna alch it. It is used in a stash unit, but that is already filled, so that's not a problem either. Dust staff, just better. And for inventory sake purposes, I mean, I could just put the... Yeah, it's not in the looting bag. That'd be fine. We do currently have space. So I'm just going to buy a whole bunch of fire runes, drop over the dust runes, because it's not much, but it's still 80k. It's something. And also, have all these mithril bars, which I'm just going to smith and out the stuff. And then, it's time to start the quest. Song of the Elves. With its many, many level 70 requirements, starts here with Edmund. Nothing is going well. Elena has been taken. Again. The Knights of Ardougne came over and claimed she was inciting rebellion against the king, telling people the plague isn't real. And this is definitely a problem. So we can help. It's all just a misunderstanding. Let me go talk to the king. Okay, Lapis. What's the deal? Why did you imprison Elena? She was making some heinous accusations. It's the truth, though. You know it. I know it. We all know it. But that's not the point. The whole plague is a necessary evil. And if the truth gets out, we're risking everything. But King Tyrus is dead. What exactly are we risking at this point? The Dark Lord. Still out there. So, until the Dark Lord is dealt with, the status quo must continue. So you won't let her go? Nope. Now go away. And as usual, we're going to take this matter into our own hands. Edmund, bad news, I'm afraid. The king will not be letting her go. She is a threat to Ardougne. And now, we're going to tell him everything that has happened in the entire quest line, from Plague City to now. How we got her stuff, found the plague was a lie, and then we went through the underground pass, all the stuff with the elves, just pouring our heart out here. We killed Tyrus, went into an ancient temple full of shadows and light puzzles. There's evil elf groups and rebel factions, all connected back to this Dark Lord. And so, the plague still has to be a thing because of the whole Dark Lord business. This all started with trying to help Elena out of the city, and we've gotten really mixed up in this whole business. And now, Edmund knows about it too. With this information, it's very clear that Elena is in great danger, and we have to rescue her. She is in the prison beneath the castle, so we need a disguise. Why me? Who else is it gonna be? I can pass for a knight. Also, I just do everything. And the disguise will be made from all the things we brought in our inventory here. Full steel, some dye, and some silk. And his wife, Alrina, can help us with the tabard portion. So, talk to her. We are here to help, once again. A Knight of Ardougne tabard. I have the supplies. Isn't that lucky? There you go. 1 tabard. Use that on the plate. Use the dye on the helm. And we still have regular steel plate legs. If we can turn these into knight legs. Here's our very nice disguise. Should be perfect. We need to head under the castle. We will obviously run over to the castle, still wearing full graceful, because of weight situation. Even with this much of graceful on, we're still rocking 13 kilograms. One thing that I wish I did not put in the looting bag already was the stamina potions. Those are going to come in handy later, and I'm honestly going to get those back out for that part. But for now, we'll be okay. Change into our disguise right in front of the knights. Hello, I'm obviously a knight. Isn't it a wonderful day to be a Knight of Ardougne? Yes. The constant fear of random adventurers murdering and stealing from us is a bit of a problem, but Very good. Can I go down the stairs? Of course. We can go wherever we want. Hooray. Pay no mind to my dust staff and amulet of fury. Perfectly normal Knight of Ardougne attire. Who are you? I am Tim. Tim? Yes, Tim. You don't look like a Tim. What are you doing here? I'm on guard duty. Very well. And that's all we need to do. To pop over here into the jail, where the only 2 prisoners are a mugger and Elena. Not a very large jail system, is it? Much less impressive than the one in Port Sarim. Since we're in disguise, Elena's not happy to see us. Psst, it's me. What am I doing here? Rescuing you. Duh. It's awful in here. So how did this happen? She will save the story until we are free. That's a smart idea. You don't want to raise any suspicion. I have no plan, though, so I have failed as an adventurer. How do I normally rescue people from jail? I just show up and make it up as I go along. It's worked so far. It's worked so far. Luckily for us, Elena actually does have a plan. There's this mysterious iron grate at the back of the cell, which leads to the sewers. She just needs some sulfuric acid. She could melt through it and escape. If we can get that sulfuric acid from her house. We know right where that is. And it is in the cabinet. It's thick and clear. I'll be right back. Don't mind me. Just leaving. Probably should not switch off from the night set while in the prison. I don't think they'd appreciate that or approve of that. Let's just pop on over to Elena's house and get some sulfuric acid. out of the cabinet. Just very standard acid cabinet. The thick clear liquid, not the thin blue powder, light green powder, dark red powder, or this one's a liquid at least. This one. Take a chemical. She has lots of chemicals. She's a chemist. It's probably fine. The thick clear liquid they obtained from Elena's chemical cabinet. Looks good to me. So we just march right back on into the jail with a vial full of acid. But as a Knight of Ardougne, we can go wherever we want. Also, as an adventurer, we can go wherever we want. Honestly, would not have been a huge deal to kill 4 level 46s. But we're trying to at least be slightly law-abiding here. I mean, really though? We're breaking someone out of prison. We're just trying to be 1 level below murder. For now, at least. Here's your acid. Ta-da! Here you go. No one else is paying attention to us passing things to the prisoner. And now she's going to escape and head back to her father. So we will meet her over there. Edmund, Elena is free. She has already come by. As per usual, all the NPCs are faster than us. So where is she now then? She went into hiding. Couldn't exactly go home after escaping from jail. That makes a lot of sense. She is over with the Renison family in West Ardougne. So we can go see how she's doing. We are free to enter there, even when we're not pretending to be a knight. Ain't that fun? Maybe you could have chosen a hiding place a little further away from the Warner HQ, but it's probably fine. I'm looking for Elena. She knew we would come, and she is downstairs through the secret trapdoor. And they knew that I would come. The resistance. They've got a whole resistance. Ain't that something? Pop down the trapdoor. Say hello to Elena. We also have Counselor Halgroove, Jethic, and Carla, Kilron and Omart. We got a whole secret base down here. Very fun. All in a day's work. So who are all these people? This is the Ardougne Resistance. It all started when we figured out the truth. And it's going to take more than just us to overthrow the king. I think I could do it. I think I could do it. But allies, not a bad plan. We were too busy infiltrating the mourners and all that, so they've been setting things up until it was time. And in order to get more people on their side, she's been going around, talking to people, telling them the truth. Some people did not appreciate that, and so she was reported and arrested. But I've also been making progress. The mourners were searching for a temple to summon the Dark Lord, but we've repaired the safeguards, so it's probably fine. Although, we can't rule out King Lothus and Lord Arworth finding another path. So, we're not going to worry about the elves for now. But the resistance is ready to go to make Lothus no longer the king. Our man on the inside, Councillor Halgreave here, has been helping to put a plan together. The king has total control over the paladins and knights, so he has a large army that we cannot stand against. And you're a councillor, can't you do something? The council serves the king. Can't overrule his decisions or take power. However, a new king can step in if the previous one is deemed unfit to rule. The king is a traitor. Surely that's enough reason. But as it stands, it's our word against his. And clearly, that's not good enough. We need to gather more support to peacefully remove the king from power. But it didn't go well enough. The lies here are easy to believe, what with all the mourner help. So instead, we're going to get support a different way. The only option. We need people to turn against the king, and we need to use dirtier tactics. We used poison on the food here earlier, using a disguise. So if we appear to be working for the king, our actions will seem to be ordered by the king. Dress up as a knight of Ardougne, they blame the king, and that will work perfectly. It's a good enough plan, at least. And if we don't do anything, things will be worse. I am willing to help. Put on another disguise and just absolutely go for it. We've got our disguise ready. Time to turn the people against the king. Also, need to do some work here in West Ardougne, but the knights can't be here, so we'll need to use our mourner disguise for that. We need 80 people from both parts, and we'll have quite the army. Just do anything to upset the people. Looking for suitable opportunities. Let's get started. Since we currently have the knight set, we will start over in East Ardougne. Going to talk to various people. Be just a general nuisance. It might be a good idea to get a tinderbox. That's probably in the adventure store. Probably fine. So let us start by talking to various merchants and tell them about some new taxes. Taxes on market stalls. Orders from the king. People won't be happy about this. Live with it. Bye. And between the merchants and various people that hear what's going on, we rack up resistance members. Hi. Taxes. New taxes. To pay for the king's visit to Great Corrend. Taxes. It's diplomatic and mandatory. So generally we just talk to people, give them more taxes. A new market at the castle. That would destroy the market over here. You don't have a choice. Ha 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 ha. And they're going to tell people about it. It's interesting that the first dialogue still assumes that we're a person that's going to be talking to them. Taxes. Making the castle market. You just walk around to everyone here. This worked very nicely. Taxes. Taxes on luxury items. The king is one of his biggest customers, though. He'll have to increase prices. Ah, that's probably fine. And we'll also tax the baker. Taxes. Not very popular, turns out. Help fund the fight against the plague. But the food feeds the city. Payment will be due soon. We are slightly messing with the economy here. They're all going to be prepared to pay more taxes. That's not a thing that's actually going to be happening. I'm sure they will figure it out once things happen here. More luxury goods over here with the silver stall. More taxes. And we also have the other baker here. More taxes. That's basically all the taxes here. Just walk around in the middle here. Everybody gets more taxes. Also talk to the town crier. Spread the word about all the new taxes coming out soon. Castle needs repairs. He will let the people know. And they're going to go right to the king if they get angry. And that is worth 8 people. I'm not too happy about that. Heading out from the chaos we've made at the market, we'll talk to a few more people. We have the estate agent here. Also taxes. The Gilnor Housing Agency doesn't even pay taxes. It's part of their business arrangement. We have altered the deal. No good. Well, they might need to take their business elsewhere. Yeah, whatever. We're being very flippant with this. That makes a lot of sense, because we're trying to make everyone mad. We're doing a great job so far. Just generally any store here. Pet insurance store? More taxes. To help the king fund his extensive collection of gnomish ornaments. Gnomish ornaments? Yep. They keep telling everyone. It makes a lot of sense. And the adventurer store. Hey, it's taxes. The castle needs repairs. And also while we're here, I'm going to buy a tinderbox. Up in the chapel, the priest is also getting some taxes. The Holy Church of Saradomin should be tax exempt. Not anymore. The donations from the congregation will be used. They were going to build an orphanage for all the parents that were killed in the plague. No. Taxes first. Orphanages later. Talk to Dr. Orban here. I have some new orders from the king. Concerned about the plague spreading, all the doctors and nurses in the city should be retained to ensure they're capable of dealing with the plague. Retrained. That'll take months. Take all the doctors. They have to stop doing doctor stuff. You need to retrain them for months. The king's word is law. But there's not going to be anyone around if the king falls ill. We are just out here sowing havoc. As you do. Now that we've messed everything up in that area, we're going to pop on over to the bar, talk to the bartender. More taxes. Establishments such as these must pay an extra beer tax. No one is going to be happy about that. We'll be back to pay later. We'll be back to take your payment soon. Then we need to head to the north a little bit. Get to the farming shop. And we also need to do a bit of burning. Always a good time. As if we haven't caused enough chaos outside or inside the city. We're going to burn the grain, destroying the food supply. What are you doing? We think this was contaminated with the plague, so I have to destroy this grain. What are we going to do now? Import. This is outrageous. And we'll finish our chaos sowing with Richard here. Taxes on the farming store. We've ordered increased taxes on all the farms due to the lack of care when it comes to the plague. Lack of care? If this is about the sheep, that's got nothing to do with this. Why are they paying for his mistakes? Doesn't matter. And now we need to go get our mourner set out of the house. Easily doable. It's just chilling in the armor case, along with piles and piles of other things. Roll down here. Mourner gear. Does take up plenty of space though, that's for sure. So we'll get this on and get on to West Ardougne. Once again, we're going to switch into our disguise right in front of people. I'm sure it's fine. We're going to go very fire-based over on this side. I've set fire to the food store. Contaminated. It's for the good of everyone. But people will starve. Just doing my job. Fire. Fire is our job. Oh, what's that? Is that more grain sacks that could be lit on fire? Hello, clerk. I'm setting everything on fire. Don't worry about it. They just let anybody just show up, light things on fire. Contaminated. People will starve. You know, this is probably one of the worst things that we can do. Just lying about attacks maybe happening. Probably not as bad as literally lighting everything on fire. Like all the food. Not gonna worry about it. Not gonna worry about it. I'm just going to assume that once things are changed here, more food will be able to get in because of the lack of the big giant wall stopping people from moving around. Also, they can just all leave. So, that'll be something. You're burning the food. Yep. Contaminated. We're gonna starve. Deal with it. That should be enough. I'll go let Elena know. We don't have to do everything. There's still other people we could have talked to about taxes. Like the general store and the church here. Then we could also go talk to the nurse about the whole retraining all the doctors business. But there we go. One big old pile of everyone's mad now. And this still gives the stats of a steel plate body, so why not? We're gonna do some fighting. That's gonna be okay. Mostly we're gonna use protect from melee. But let's get back down into the secret hideout. Everyone is mad. And King Lathis has had his hand forced. And the armies are out and about. But we need to know more about the mourners. We significantly outnumber them, so we should be able to drive them out of the city. The main problem is going to be the headquarters, where we need to deal with the leadership. We've got the numbers, but the mourners are better trained, so we will be leading the charge. Necessary, though unfortunate. We ready to begin? The Battle of West Ardougne. Don't drop anything, or it's going to be gone forever. So let's try not to do that. I am ready. Here we go. The day has finally come. The day of Plague's End. Chaos outside the mourner headquarters. Lots of the mourners are dead. Everyone's fighting. Everything's on fire too, which is definitely something. We got dead mourners lining the streets. There's gonna be more very quickly here. Like that one. And this level 24 guy. What an unfortunate situation that he is level 24. That is not going to be enough. And unfortunately, they seem to be targeting me whenever I get on them. It's always nice when you get into a multi-combat situation where your allies just tank all the aggro. I'm not going to get that here, unfortunately. Let's fight our way past all of the mourners outside. Battle our way inside. See if any of our allies are getting slain. It's definitely a possibility here. Or maybe they have food. That's a nice thought. We got ones with crystal halberds inside there. That's definitely more dangerous. But of course, protect from melee pretty much wins the day for the vast majority of simple combat encounters. Things will pick up later on. But for now, we're just here, breaching inside of the mourner base. Now fighting level 106 mourners. A much bigger deal. But again, they don't have a secondary combat style, so not actually a huge situation. We're clearing out the upstairs. Just 2 more enemies to go. And the last halberd mourner in here. They got slower attack speeds since halberd. Does make things slightly awkward. But we also do have a few pieces of food. in case we mess everything up. So, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. But once this guy's dead, it's down into the secret underground section. Head downstairs and deal with the rest of them. Sounds like a plan to me. We have SL tier. I knew you were trouble. Don't worry, Lord Arworth will learn of your betrayal. And he's gone. Also, it's multi-combat down here, which is unfortunate. There's Elena, just punching that Mourner over there. You go, Elena. You're level 39. I believe in you. We're just over here fighting 2 level 106s. But it's alright. Could have brought prayer potions for this. Probably would have been an idea. But I'm not too worried about it. Everybody's fighting. Somehow we ended up being the last person down here. Isn't that just really the state of things? We always show up last whenever anyone's going to be going to a second location. But we end up dealing with the whole problem basically by ourselves anyways, so can't complain too much. There's already more dead mourners down here. Blood soaking into the floor. And there's 11 enemies to deal with down here. And that is 2 of them down. Charge into the barracks area, where we got 3 more mourners to deal with. Seems like all of our allies have brought plenty of food, so they're not dying here. Would be slightly awkward if everyone we brought with us died. Would show a bit of the fact that we're willing to risk that kind of situation. Would also be awkward if everyone died and all the mourners just ganged up on us. We're really not super prepared for difficult combat or anything here. We've got a Dragon Scimitar, a Fury, Barrow's Gloves, Helenade's Knot, and a Dream. Looks like the resistance fighter there managed to actually kill the mourner they were fighting. And Jethig is almost taking care of this one. So the lower level ones are actually defeatable by our allies. That's nice. Check out the mourners in here. Oh, it looks like these mourners might have taken out one of the nameless allies. So only people with no name can die, obviously. And the gnome is here. He's been freed. Down with the mourners, indeed. We're definitely showing them by killing all of them. There's just 2 left down here. Especially since their actual leadership teleported out and left them to die. Which was definitely a move by them. But is what it is, I suppose. And we finish the fight with the final mourner left standing. And then that'll be it for the Battle of West Ardougne. Now we better get out of here. Excellent work. The king probably getting a bit worried now. We should probably move fast. He'll be planning his retaliation. expect the resistance to recuperate after that battle. So instead, we'll hit him right away. To the castle, before they can prepare. Even if they're not prepared, the castle is pretty well defended. But our victory in West Ardougne has caused some of the knights to question their loyalties. And so the gates will be open for us. It's a tough fight, but we should be able to win. We need to take this opportunity. Let's go. The Battle of East Ardougne. Again, don't drop any of your things. Ready as I'll ever be. Deal with that traitor once and for all. Once again, everything's on fire. And these strong paladins just came out swinging. They're level 121. Ow. Yes, protect from melee. Save me. My goodness. Starting with a bang here. Everybody else is fighting level 27s and 49s. While they just let two level 121s slap me in the face. Thanks. I mean, they would have destroyed any of the resistance fighters, so probably for the best. Elena is getting annihilated by that paladin. That resistance fighter over there could die. That guy just has a farming tool. Everything's on fire. They got some barricades up, but not in time. Not in time. Killing a Knight of Ardougne while wearing most of the Knight of Ardougne armor that we had. A Holy Warrior, a dead one. And we got here just in the nick of time to save this resistance fighter. The farmer over there is dead. Wonder if you're fast enough if you could save everyone. Not that it really means anything, but either way. This resistance fighter has almost killed this knight. Good on him. Now we're breaching into the castle proper. We've probably already dealt with everyone down in the jail. We will make quick work of the rest of the army in here. If this was really all the army that they could muster, we really had nothing to worry about. Sweeping down the other side here. Take out some more paladins and whatnot. And the resistance fighter here won their fight, so that's nice. We can't go downstairs, so instead we'll head up, where we will save this guy from this paladin. It looks like a lot of our allies have been victorious in their battles, because now there's only one enemy left. Some of them clearly were also slain, though. That's the last of them. Good work, everyone. And with that, we found the king hiding in a wardrobe. A coward and a traitor. Pathetic. How can he be a traitor if he's the king? The traitors are standing before him. Give it a rest. The truth that you're an enemy. You let an enemy into the city, covered it up by lying. And you murdered your brother. The killer stands before you. Yeah, that was me. I was manipulated. I'm not going to say I'm innocent, though. That's a bit much. We're a mercenary. Just looking for a pot of gold at the end. They even betrayed me. They'll betray you as well. Liar. Enough, Lathis. The people will decide your fate. And they won't be kind. Mostly because we told them you're increasing their taxes and we burned all the food. But don't worry about that. Before we take the king away, it's time to ask him some questions. Why are you helping Lord Ireworth? King Ulthus, his father, ruled over United Candorin, and as the eldest son, it was his birthright. But his father gave away Camelot to King Arthur and his knights. And the kingdom was going to be ruled jointly by Lathis and his brother, instead of him getting everything. He ascended to his half-throne. He decided he would unite the kingdom again, no matter the cost. Made a deal with Lord Ireworth for access to West Ardougne, and agreed to get his brother killed and get rid of King Arthur. Do you know what the mourners were doing in West Ardougne? Searching for a temple, essential in summoning Zamorak, the Dark Lord, and you knowingly allied with them? Of course he did. He prayed to Saradomin to unite the kingdom, and he didn't respond. So, Dark Lord it is. Zamorak at his side, nothing would stand in his way. And you killed your brother? No, you did. Silly adventurer. You know what I mean. He was not meant to rule. The kingdom was his birthright. So he had to die. West Ardougne's a mess. And not just because of the plague. Or so Lathis says. I think we're done here. He would go through all of that just to be the king. Bring forth the condemned. He's in no more crowns and robes. Death to the false king. Make him suffer. Kill the traitor. Throw in all the rotten tomatoes at him. Here's the executioner. Citizens of Ardougne. Here's Lathis. Ardignus. Traitor, murderer, and liar. Guilty, numerous heinous crimes, and now faces judgment. This is it. Lathis is going to pay for what he's done. Should be feeling something, but Elena just feels empty. It's decided by the people of Ardougne. You are sentenced to death. Do you have any final words? How dare you insult me? He's the rightful king. I own you. You're not the king anymore. We will pay with our lives. So you say. In the name of Zamorak, I curse you, each and every one of you. 48, and he's gone. And we get knocked out. Paying a lot of attention here. And we've been brought to Lord Ireworth. We've finally shown our true colors. How disappointing. Esselt thinks that we should have been killed while they had the chance. But that's not how it went down. Lord Iworth thought we might have some potential. Could have welcomed us into the Iworth ranks. First human worthy of such. Sorry to disappoint. I don't work with murderers, except when I'm doing the murdering. Burning a king alive, killing another king's entire army. You lied. King Tyrus was an invader. And that was the truth. Conveniently forgot to tell me about the whole summoning the Dark Lord business, though. Ah. We have been lied to again. We're supposed to think that Iworth are the evil ones. They're the saviors. We're not the hero of the story. You're mad. Let me deal with them. It causes enough trouble. We still may be of use, though. We'll be set free for now. We can think about our choices. And those elves are dead because the rebels have come, along with Arianwin. That's enough, Lord Iworth. Brave but foolish to come here. You're outnumbered, Arianwin. We fight with the strength of 10 of your warriors, though. He's not afraid. Didn't think you were the type to throw away lives without need. Let's discuss this. We have nothing to discuss with you, Zamorakian scum. Zamorakian? They don't support that monster. You're quite mistaken. Don't try to manipulate us. We know all about your plans with King Lathas and summoning the Dark Lord. Yes, that. Well, King Lathas is dead, so now seems like a good time to reveal the truth. Lies upon lies out here in the Elflands. That was all a ruse. A lie to King Lathas to get him on their side. They needed access to West Ardougne, so we needed the support of the king. His hidden worship of Zamorak was an obvious spot to get in on. They have no love for Zamorak. They only serve Saren. The Temple of Light to summon Zamorak, though. No. Again, mistaken. The temple is the key to summoning a god, but not Zamorak. It's the key to summoning Saren. But Saren is dead. And you thought that too. But new information has been gleaned from breaking the seals within the Grand Library. The truth. A part of Saren lives, trapped in the Temple of Light. Everyone doesn't believe him. But in time, maybe you will. We got more Moravan here. And for now, they will let us all go. The Iworth clan is not without mercy. Make no mistake, though. The rebels interfere again. They will not be so forgiving. Now leave. It's not over. Letting the rebels leave? Bad idea. But they might still be of great use. He's got plans. That much is clear. And now, we're back in Letya. Rested up with all that getting kidnapped business. So you saved us. Very good. Very helpful. Appreciate it. We would not have been around to have this conversation. Played a dangerous game with the whole ousting of King Lothus. We had to do something, though. But now, Lord Iworth is going to be on a slightly different path than before. And he said some concerning things. But what did he mean by all that? This is something we should discuss with the others. We need to go and fetch HCUIM. He's on the upper platforms. And we should bring Elena too. She's around somewhere. I'll be right back. Quite an eventful day. We've changed the entire leadership of Ardougne. Now we're looking for a specific person up here. There he is. He's good. What of it, human? Everyone is calling a meeting. Sent me to fetch you. He does not appreciate having to follow the orders of a human. It's not really an order. Make no mistake, human. We may have fooled Ardougne and the others, but he knows what we are. What do you mean by that? You're a menace. We claim to help, but everywhere we go, we leave a trail of bodies. He'll come to the meeting. Just stay out of his way. Yeah, fine. Elena is over by the pond. He really doesn't appreciate humans, clearly. To be fair, though, we do indeed leave a trail of bodies. That is absolutely something that we do. We are generally a menace, and we'll do literally anything anyone tells us to do. So yeah. Can't exactly argue with that. And here is Elena. How you doing? She's okay. It's all been quite a lot to take in. Well, with the whole getting kidnapped, coming to the Elves' lands, all that. You'll get used to it. I don't know if I want to get used to it. Anyways. Yeah, go ahead. Wanted to tell me something? We've helped the people of Ardougne quite a bit, but why? I care about helping people. Even if you get nothing out of it, you'd still continue to help the elves. Of course. Not many people would feel that way. I'm not like other people. I'm built different. Clearly. Pretty pointless question. Just want to know how I feel. Everyone's called a meeting, though. Let's head over. I will literally do anything anyone tells me to. A reward is nice, but literally, tell me a thing. I'm totally here for it. Yeah, HCUIM, Elfine, Ardougne, Elned, Islawin, Elena, and me. Here we are. Let's get started. King Lothus is dead, overthrown by his subjects, and has been executed. The mourners of West Ardougne have been driven out. Lord Iworth no longer has any presence there. And it was me that helped lead this uprising, with very little thought to the consequences. It's a good thing, right, though? Lord Iworth doesn't have access to the Temple of Light. No way to summon the Dark Lord. But the temple is already secure. All we've done is made them angry. Do we really need to care about upsetting enemies? He just cares about keeping the people alive. What about the people of Ardougne? You've been nice and safe here in your village, while we needed to take action. But we don't understand the plight of the elves. So keep your mouth shut. That's enough. We could debate this all day. But that's not what this meeting is for. We need to talk about our next plan. While freeing us from the Iorwerth camp, Lord Iorwerth confronted us, but then let us go. Very, very strange. We thought he wanted to summon Zamorak, the Dark Lord, but he claimed otherwise. He said it's Saren. Impossible. Again, he thinks otherwise. Part of Saren trapped in the Temple of Light. By breaking the 9 seals, or at least one of them, in the Grand Library, got this new information. Who's Saren? What library? Saren is the goddess of the elves. Guardian, teacher. They owe everything to her. Helped build the great city of Prifddinas, where all elves could live in harmony. But at the end of the God Wars, the gods were banished. Saren didn't want to leave, though, so shattered herself into thousands of crystals. And those crystals are all that's left. The Grand Library was a great archive of knowledge beneath Prifddinas. Everything was open to all of Elvenkind, except for the 9 seals of Saren, guarding forbidden knowledge only Saren could access. And if Iorwerth broke one of those seals, or so he claims, could we check? No. Iorwerth has control of the city. Baxtorian tried to lead an army to stop him, but failed. So he and the other clan elders did one last-ditch attempt to save Prifddinas. They inverted it being the entire city, into Crystal Seed. The city was lost, and the Grand Library with it. Baxtorian headed back east because Lord Iorwerth had captured his wife, Glariel. Never found her, so he sealed himself under the waterfall. He was the king of the elves. Do you think he had access to the forbidden knowledge? Not impossible. If anyone would have, it would have been him. He was closer to Saren than any other elf. And that was one of the reasons he was chosen to become king. Baxtorian is gone, though. Even if he knew anything, he can't help us now. Don't be so sure about that. He wasn't the type for taking chances. If he knew something important, he'd make sure it wouldn't be lost. Well, we can't exactly make a plan without knowing Lord Iorwerth's intentions. But this stuff on the library is all we have to go on. If Baxtorian left behind anything helpful, we need to find it. Anything of use will be back in Baxtorian Falls. If there's anything to find, it'll be there. I've been to the Waterfall Dungeon multiple times, so we will take the lead on this. Isgwin still does not trust us one single bit. We have proven our worth here. And Arianwin is going to come with us. Might be useful to have an elf. along for the ride. Glariel passed down a book to Islwyn, written by his grandfather, backstory, could contain some useful information. While we're gone, the rest of you focus on Lord Ireworth. See if you can find any information about what he is planning. Just be careful. Let's get started. They owe a lot to me, even if some of them don't show it well. He is a bit rude. Yes, win. Their husband was killed by Esselt, one of Lord Ireworth's henchmen. Hasn't really been the same since. Esselt was in charge of the mourners in West Ardougne. A nasty piece of work. For most elves, you can find something redeemable. Even all of those that serve Lord Ireworth. But not him. Takes joy in the suffering of others. Especially those unable to defend themselves. But that's not important right now. We need to focus on backstory. We should travel separately. Can't be too careful. You'll be okay getting there on your own? He'll be fine. He's got a few things to gather before he departs, but we will meet him there. We also don't have that book. See if we can find that book. Who said it had the book? It'd be good to have the book. I don't know which book it was. We'll worry about that. And then worry about heading to Baxorian Falls. And everything else in Song of the Elves. Get out of here, Leo. Next time. Goodbye.